Hey, how's it going, folks? My name's Matthew, aka EZBOT. Today we're going to write some music that has a minimal vibe to it and leads heavily on probability. Probability is a really useful feature for taking a busy sound and reducing it, or taking a more classical approach and turning it into something that you didn't expect. You get stuck in these ways, so to speak, or you kind of have these formalities and ways that you approach music writing. They become conflicts to creativity sometimes because you feel like you have to do this particular action to achieve music or to achieve what is the right method for certain sounds or for certain progressions. You apply probability to it, and suddenly it becomes music you didn't anticipate. And I think that's something I need to lean a little bit more into myself. So let's start on a blank pattern. You know, we have some. So these are the defaults that come with it. I think I want to start with kind of like a lush, like ambient type pad, and then just have it be like 8 bars long and have really slow, long modulations going, and then put in sparse drums to kind of play with the pad, and then have like kind of echoey sounds on top of the pad, like kind of bouncy, delayed pings. I think that sounds like some cool music to write. So this is bass on 1 and 9. So like I like to have 2 versions of everything for playing live. Usually I'll put like a noise sweep on 16. I haven't decided what goes on 8. There's so many tracks I haven't picked everything out yet, but lately I've been doing chords on 7. So let's clear this out. And maybe we'll just make a pad from scratch. Chord center. We need to give it a little bit of juice. Chords are a little too happy for me. Whole tone, no way. These are good. Okay. That sounds really cool now too. Let's do that. I'll set it to trig mode. That way every time I hit my key, it'll reset that. Reset the LFO's phase and start it over from the beginning of this shape. So I think I'm gonna filter this a lot. Sounding pretty good already. Let's do this. I want my delays to be huge. I think they sound really fun. I like delay. Delay and reverb are the funnest effects to mess with. Like they just turn any sound into something way bigger than it was, right? Like it's so stereo now. Let's see what some reverb sounds like with it. Sounds really good. I think with our last LFO, we should just do the classic vibrato. We don't really want to go past 0.30. It's a little cuckoo. Even this is strong. Very Boards of Canada. Use a triangle instead of a sign. Yeah. Sounding pretty sick. I like the idea of it being a little bit faster and then just kind of like sporadically putting drums in with lots of trig conditions. That way they can have those quicker moments. Because you can use a retrig to kind of like get that job done. The only problem is that retrig will only retrigger a singular sample. So it's going to be one sound that's retrigged. If I speed up the tempo and have less stuff on my sequencer, then I can use more different sounds. That's kind of where my head's at. So maybe we do go with a little bit of a faster tempo. Let's take this up a bit. It's not too fast. It's not drum and bass fast. It's like techno fast, but I think it's going to be more of like this electro vibe that we're going for. Let's swing this sucker. Take it to 56. We got to do that over here. All right, yeah, it's looking good to me. I love this chord memory. It's like find a chord that we really like and use it. Right now, I think I'm good with just one chord on this first page of 16th notes, and then we can even offset them, which is kind of wild. We can go negative and make it sound a little bit more humanized. You know, just try and give it a little bit of life. Even make this play a little shorter than another note. We did those little changes, but as minor as they are, they're effective. Give ourselves a little like drum pattern. I feel like this kick needs to be like much quieter and muted. I'm just gonna use low pass filters, but I'm also using the bass width filter to get rid of the low end because I don't need that low end there. I just want to kind of like have this stuff dance around in the background. In fact, I'm gonna try and get as much leverage as I can out of this single kick drum track. This chord might be a little more somber than I want it to be. Let's go back to yeah, maybe I want to use this chord. Yeah, let's do that. Let's give ourselves something a little more consistent. Let's just play with like really, really small hat. Quiet. Yeah, we can even grab other kick drums. Oh, I like that. So it's getting a little busy, which means I think I need to like start playing with the probability a little bit, but it's definitely where my head was at, and I want to add some more, another chord. I think that was the one, right? Okay. Let's see how that sounds. It's 2 of the same chord, but it's... Reducing the probability is so nice. So on my kick track, We brought the probability down to 62%, which is, you know, there's a lot of likelihood that triggers are not gonna happen now. And I think that really opened up the kick track and it's gonna give it a lot more life because there was a lot of trigs on it. The chord is now out of the scale, but I like it more than the chord I had there before. That's nice. Kind of want that to repeat. We can just skip straight over to the page, copy this trig and go to 5, paste it, and then maybe we'll make like some sort of adjustment. Maybe we can adjust one of the notes. Nice. And I don't want this to have too many sounds, so I feel like maybe just like, we need a bass. I'm thinking like a sub bass or something. Just a wing. Something like that. You can go to Swarmer and make yourself a sub bass. A wave tone, we can do it with our sines. Bring this down an octave. Really need some sort of bass accentuation. I want to go, so we want to use portamento. I hear another note here. Maybe we'll turn it on, but leave it down to nothing and then turn it up when we need it. I'm gonna go over here and we're gonna make a track that's gonna be this is gonna be all about little clicks, like tick, 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 little ticky, hitting table type sounds. I shouldn't do that, I'll trigger my dog. What's great about retrig is you can use this volume fade and we can just bring these down to silence. Gotta get rid of this one. And then maybe let's, you know, reduce that probability. Oh, it sounds so sick. Good filter to use would be this bandpass. We're gonna do a live record of this bandpass filter. Let's hear it without the chord progression. Just a sine wave patch. Quantize, reduce probability. Definitely getting a nice chill vibe, which is what I said I wanted to make today, was something really chill. Something that would play in the background, that could loop for a very long time without having it feel like it's getting repetitive, which means I think I need to reduce the probability on this even further. Maybe change this sound out. Yeah, that's nice. Maybe we could put a clap in. Nice. Let's put a real kick in. I feel like we can like actually have the energy pickup if we wanted, even though I think this is a great vibe. If I wanted to move this over, like we could try moving it on the 1. Function while you're in step record lets you do that. Maybe we can play with this probability and just leave this one at 100. That effect worked really well for this style of music. That's cool. Maybe I should just be using one sine wave. Should I do that? Should they all be like that? Okay, let's do a little experiment. This doo-doo-doo-doo, this can't play all the time because it's too memorable. So let's do something about that, which means we're gonna have to put a trig condition down to make this not happen very often. So I can just hold them all at once, like a maniac, you know, set them to like only play on 2 of 4 or something. Let's use the new slice machine. Come on, what's up? Super low probability. Should we get like an arpeggio or something going? Seems like could be a cool idea. Maybe something that sounds a little analog. There's all these crazy sounds on here. LFO to the frequency and slow it way down. Holding function, turning the encoders, moves in. It was offset too, yeah. It had that really unsettling detune, which I kind of want to play with now. Oof. This is turning out really nicely. Here's a good moment for a performance template thing. go for another 4 bars. Cool. My name's Matthew, aka EZBOT. We've been jamming for quite some time, and it's been a great time, and hopefully I've taught you something. Patreon.com/EZBOT if you're interested in picking up these performance templates that I make for the Octatrack. And thanks for hanging out with me while I produce this music. We made this track from scratch, and we were really focusing on probability and reducing probability so that the music could repeat for a long time without feeling repetitive. And that was our goal. Maybe we'll expand it into another pattern at some other time, but for today, I think we've accomplished what we were after. So if you'd like to support this channel, you can just subscribe, leave a nice comment down below. Additionally, you could visit and join my Patreon, and there you'll find all these performance templates for the Octatrack, as well as lots of tutorials and a very friendly and thriving community. Also, the Discord is there for you to join. It's free. Go ahead and join the Discord. There'll be a link for that down in the comment section below. Again, my name's Matthew, aka EZBOT. I'll see you all next time.